Only mode.
Hi, welcome everyone. This is the Action Sports Park Development Program webinar at the Algonquin College Pembroke Waterfront campus. My name is Sean Roach. I work in the Admissions and Recruitment Office, and I'm joined by my colleague Cam Dubé. He is the Program Coordinator for the Action Sports Park Development.
Hello everybody, welcome.
All right, so we're just kind of going to do a quick overview of the campus and the campus services, and then we're going to hop right into the meat of the presentation, the webinar, and the Action Sports Park Development Program. So just to start everyone off, we are here to prepare everyone for your future career at the Pembroke campus. So we're a small, warm, and friendly campus. We have a great student-to-professor ratio. A lot of our class sizes range from about 25 to 50 students, and in particular within the Action Sports Park Development Program, we usually end up we're usually around like 15 to 20 students. So it's a good mix of students. So you get lots of one-on-one instruction inside of class and outside of class, so they can really get a handle of their skills within the program. We're also very connected with the local labor market here in Renfrew County, so any new trends that are popping up in some of the different industries, especially in relation to action sports, because it is a fairly new industry for a lot of communities involved. So as those new trends popping up, we try to, as best as we can, to tailor all of that into the curriculum of the program and try to get the students those skills so they can use those going out into the labor market. We're also very committed to student success. All of our professors, faculty, staff around the college want to make sure that everyone succeeds in their program. So we are all very open with answering any questions and being able to forward anyone to another colleague of ours that would be able to help better support them as well. Now, all of this adds up to about 1,000 students annually attending our campus, and it's almost like a 50-50 split of students coming from inside Renfrew County as opposed to students coming from outside Renfrew County. So anyone coming to Pembroke from outside of the area, they are more than likely to meet some other people from their home area and then make some connections with people in other different areas and get a good grasp of the kind of culture that we have on campus as well. And also included within those 1,000 students, we have about 25 international students in this last academic year, and those students are coming to us from all over the world, from India, China, Australia, South America, lots and lots of different representation out of our 1,000 students at our campus. Now, these are just some shots of our campus itself. So you can see right up in the top left-hand corner is a shot of our campus, a little sunset shot over the library. So it's a nice, great, beautiful building with lots of open windows. So especially in the daytime, it allows a lot of natural light to come in. It allows a great positive space for students to study. And then these are just some shots of our nursing labs up on our fourth floor, as well as our fitness center. And then here's just a little short video depicting some of the activities that we've had on campus within the last couple of years. It might just be loading. There we go. Okay, so that was just a quick snapshot of some of the great fun activities we've held on campus within the last couple of years. There were shots from our orientation week and our fall games day that we have every year during the first week of school to orientate all the new students coming into the campus and to the Pembroke community, as well as there was some shots there from the Grey Cup parade in Ottawa a couple years ago. Our Logger Sports team, which is the one varsity team that we have specific to our campus in Pembroke, they'll compete against other colleges and universities from across Canada in competitions such as pole climbing, axe throwing, 1-2-person crosscut chainsaw, as well as many other competitions as well. But they also have their partnership with the Ottawa Red Blacks Football Club. So whenever Ottawa has a home game at home and they score a home touchdown, our Logger Sports team is in attendance, and they cut off a cookie off the end of the log, stamp with the team logo, and hand it to someone in the crowd. So they get featured on the Jumbotron, on TSN, and all the fun things like that. And they actually got to go to the Grey Cup parade back in Edmonton back in November. So as we move on, I will just quickly mention there should be some sort of a question tab that you have available on your screen. So at any point, you can ask any questions, and we'll do our best to answer them. We have one question here. Okay. Okay, let's see if this works. I'll share the screen. So you should be able to still hear us, but you should also see the visual of the webinar. Can you verify that? Perfect. All right, so we'll continue on, and yeah, if anyone has any questions, just keep shooting them through the question tab, and we'll get those answered for you. So this is just a shot of our science lab that our environmental technician students use, and then there's just a bit of an aerial shot of the campus as well, so you can see the situation of the campus, its proximity to the Ottawa River, as well as all the great landscape that we have available to us right directly from the campus. Okay, so some fast facts about the Pembroke area. So we're about an hour and a half west of Ottawa along Highway 17, pretty much halfway between Ottawa and North Bay. The Pembroke region serves a population of roughly about 45,000 people in a direct 15-minute radius of the campus. So it's a large community that we service within this smaller community. And you can experience the thrill of whitewater rafting at lots of different pockets close to the campus, either on the Ottawa River or through the Madawaska River as well. We're also a short drive from different access points in Algonquin Park. So we have the Acri Gate right close to Pembroke. The Whitney Gate in Algonquin Park is about an hour drive, and then you can also get to the northern part at the Brent Road access in just over an hour as well. And Pembroke is actually known as Hockey Town Canada across the country as well. So we have a rich, great hockey heritage here in Pembroke. And I'll just kind of quickly go over these program offerings. So these are just a breakdown of the levels that we offer. So we do offer a 4-year collaborative degree. We all offer 2-year diplomas, compressed diplomas delivered in a year or a year and a half format, 1-year certificates. We have diploma options within our co-op programs as well as articulation agreements and degree pathways. Articulation agreements are agreements that are placed between universities and colleges, where universities will recognize some of the college education that anyone has done, so they can potentially go into a university program and get entry into the 2nd or 3rd year, or halfway through the 1st year as well. We do have some new articulations that with our Action Sports program that we have mentioned later in the presentation, and we'll just cover those when we get to that point. And this is just our program variety. So we do have 2 sides of the house here at the college in Pembroke. We have our Health and Community Studies department, as well as our Business and Technology Studies department. On our Health and Community side, we have Bachelor of Science, Practical Nursing, Police Foundations, and Social Service Worker. And then on our Business and Technology side, we have Business, Carpentry, Renovation Techniques, Computer Systems Technician, as well as Office Administration Executive. But we have some really great unique programs in addition to those as well. So we do have our Forestry Technician, Urban Forestry, Arboriculture program, Environmental Technician, Outdoor Adventure program, Outdoor Adventure Naturalist, as well as our Applied Nuclear Science and Radiation Safety program. But the reason why we are here today is to talk about the Action Sports Park Development Program.
Great, that's me. Thanks, Sean. Hi, everybody. Cameron Dubé here, the coordinator for the program. There's just a few slides that we're going to run through, and of course, if you have any questions, just fire away and we'll answer them. So a big picture of the program, it's an 8-month certificate program. So you will be here in early September, and your first semester, which we call level 1, will take you to the holiday break about mid-December. And then you continue again in the new year, and your second semester, or level 2, brings you to the end of April, and you are completed and graduated by May, and the actual graduation ceremonies are in early June. So it's an 8-month certificate, and big focus on this program is design and production, maintenance, creation of action sports facilities. So we go broad range with this. We go from skate parks, be it concrete or modular style parks that are wood and skate light. We go with dirt, so BMX tracks, dirt jumping parks, bike parks, kind of big picture, not just dirt jumping, but also mountain bike parks as well, mountain bike trails. And we also get into the winter time with ski and snowboard terrain parks, much like you'd see at any of your local ski hill. With rails, jumps, hips, spines, you name it. Tons of job opportunities in this program. I'm actually really proud to say that just within the 2 years, the 2 graduating years that we've had so far in this program, we've had some incredible employers reach out to us and hire some of our graduates. The most recent one is Hoots Parks. So Jay Hoots, if you're not familiar with him, he used to be a professional mountain biker and dirt jumper, primarily with Norco bikes, and he now owns his own company called Hoots, which designs some of the biggest, or they are the biggest and the best bicycle parks in Canada. And he recently hired one of our graduates from the program, and they'll be working with him and the team all summer long. We've had other graduates working with ProPor, so concrete parks. Right off the bat, that was in our first year. The owner of ProPor reached out and said, hey, anyone looking to work in the concrete world, let them get a hold of me. And within a couple of days, we had one of our graduates working for them as well, which was fantastic. A bunch of the other grads have gone out to BC, as many people want to do, and work in the mountain towns out there, working for the ski hills. So a bunch of them are working with some of the big winter parks, terrain parks out there, be it skiing or snowboarding, whatever their poison might be. A lot of the projects that we do are, I call them courses, but a lot of the courses or projects that you do are hands-on. So you can really take this program and divide it into 50-50. 50% is hands-on training in the field, where we're gone 2 days a week. We load up on a bus and we're going to go work with your instructors in the field. And then the other days of the week, 3 days of the week, you're back in the classroom here learning the academic side of this industry, so the theory side, which I'm sure we'll get into in a bit here. So if you're listening to this webinar, you probably have a pretty good interest in the program, or you've already applied and been accepted. And you're most likely into one of these activities, skiing, snowboarding, skateboarding, scooters, street riding, maybe it's dirt jumping, mountain biking. You're probably into one or many of those. But in all honesty, you don't need to be into any of these activities, because we don't teach our students how to do those activities. We're teaching them how to create the facilities for these activities. So if you're not a winter person, right, you just skateboard, and in the winter time you're not really into much, that's fine. You're still going to learn all the skills for snow terrain park design, and more than likely you're going to pick up snowboarding or skiing because your classmates are into it, and the learning curve will be there, and it'll be very fast for you to get into it. Other opportunities coming into this, thinking if it's the right program for you. You like being outside, right? you like working with your hands, you like keeping busy, sitting down in an office or a classroom for hours on end isn't really a thing for you. That's why I coordinate this program, because it's not really a thing for me either. I like keeping busy as well. It's physically demanding, but from a conservative standpoint, right, we're never pushing ourselves beyond our physical limits when we're creating or building something, because we need to keep the work environment safe, which is part of your learning as well. So just keep that in mind. Coming into this program, you don't need to be the fittest person in the world by any means, but you should be able to pick up a shovel and shovel some dirt for a while, or take a hammer and nails or a drill and put some screws into some lumber and do it all safely. That's what we're really trying to get across with our programming here, be it in the classroom or in the field, is safe handling of all the activities that we do, because that's going to translate over professionally into the workplace. Possessing strong communication and interpersonal and problem-solving skills, very important. I mean, that's important in life, period. Right? Someone's going to hire you. They want to be able to make sure that you understand what they're trying to get across to you, and that you can tell them, yes, I understand, or I don't, from a safety standpoint, and then it can be explained again. So big picture, you like to keep busy, and most likely you want to be working outside. So your classes, like I said briefly before, 50-50 mix, more or less. Some of the field courses, we call them, or skills courses. So there's bike park maintenance, and in Petawawa, which is a town just 10 minutes down the road, we actually have a Hoots Park there. It's in its fourth or fifth season now, I think. And the town of Petawawa is really up to speed on this whole trails thing that's going crazy with a lot of smaller communities. So they had Jay Hoots come in and design a park for them, and they invested in it, and it's awesome. It's a destination. There's 3 dirt jump lines there now with a big wall ride at the end of it. There's tons of wood skinnies that you can ride on as well. There's 2 different pump tracks and a couple little drops. But it's a perfect industry example that we bring you to, and you work in that park. We fix it up. We open it up for the season, or we close it down for the season. We take measurements. You're looking at angles of the dirt jumps, green lines versus black diamond lines. We really start to wrap our head around what it takes to design one of these and make them to industry standard. And we have the perfect example right in our own backyard. Sustainable single track trail design. I typically teach that course myself with another instructor. That's my background, is mountain biking. I've raced mountain bikes all over the world, and I've built trails in the Ottawa Valley here for the last 10 years. Within a half-hour drive, we have about 100 kilometers of single-track trails here. So if you're into mountain biking, we have real-world examples that we bring you to, and you will be designing and building trails hands-on, so we'll be getting dirty for sure. Dirt feature fabrication, just down the road from us as well, about a 30-minute bus ride, is the Bros Farm. So Josh Bros and Steve Moreau. If you're into the dirt jumping world, you've probably heard of these 2 guys. So they're represented by Red Bull, and every year they host the Bros Jam, and they're super connected into the industry. And they're your instructors for the dirt feature fabrication course and the bike park maintenance course. So you are at the Bros Farm working on their dirt jump lines, learning about dirt. It's basically dirt science, how to shape it, how to pack it, what's the right type to use. It's just an awesome course. And it's a 6-day course. So these courses float between a short 2-day course and up to 8 days long, where if you can just kind of imagine your calendar, you'd be 2 days a week outside. So your 8-day course takes a month to get done, right? 4 weeks, 2 days a week. So let's see, just moving on. Chainsaw safety, it's a basic 2-day intro course to holding and using a chainsaw safely. Action sports media moves you into the classroom, so media related. So you're looking at using photography skills, videography skills, building videos, building content for events, doing teaser videos, right? Uploading videos to Instagram accounts. Big picture, where this leads you to is your second semester with your action sports marketing course, where you'll take those skills you learned in media and you're going to translate it over to your marketing course, and you will learn the skills that would be required by an employer to be managing their social media sites, building videos for their events, post-event videos to get people ramped up for next year, doing posters, any sort of public relations that would entail with your bike park that you're working for or your facility that you're working for. So you're using GoPros, you're using drones, which is here on campus that you can use with the instructor. And then if you have your own media devices as well, you bring them with you. Yeah, so some of the other industry recognized certifications. There's first aid, there's Parkscapers. So if you haven't heard of Parkscapers, that's a company based out of the Beaver Valley area, and basically they're the name in designing snow terrain parks right now. So they come in and they teach you for a few days in the wintertime on the creation, design, and maintenance of snow terrain parks. So you're working with the main instructors from Parkscapers Company, which is Sean Leeton. And we're on the local hills here, which are Calabogie Ski Hill and Pakenham Ski Hill and Camp Fortune. And we have groomers running, and you're sitting in the groomer with the driver so you can see what they see, and you're moving rails around and designing jumps and talking about how much snow you need to make and the dollars invested. And big picture, when you leave the snow terrain park and the Parkscapers course, you could walk into your local ski hill and sketch them a beautiful terrain park and tell them exactly down to the very dollar and cents how much snow they would need to make next season for the particular park that you're designing for them. So really interesting course. Just to add to that as well, as Sean's changing the slide, is that we have welding for you guys as well this coming school year. So it'll probably be in the winter semester because it's an indoor course, but you have an intro to welding, which is really exciting. That's new for this coming year. Remember, if you have questions, just fire away. We can answer them now or at the end, but feel free to ask away. So this is the first college program of its type in Canada, and in all honesty, if you look throughout North America from a post-secondary standpoint, there isn't really anything else like this. There are mountain bike, what would we call it, commercial mountain bike operations programs that exist at certain colleges in the States and Canada, but they're very specific to the cycling world. But in terms of action sports park programs, facility design programs, there really isn't anything like it at the post-secondary level. There are companies out there that will train you from a private standpoint, but there's no post-secondary attachment to that at all. So it's really exciting because students coming through this program are learning industry-specific information, and at the same level, when they graduate, they're leaving with this heightened level of education, and they're bringing that into what we can call now is a new school type of industry, right? Obviously, skateboarding and dirt jumping and mountain biking and skiing and snowboarding have been around for a long time, but this gives you the upper edge as a graduate to bring this brand new information that you're learning in the classroom out into the industry and sharing it with your employers. So your career, as I did touch on just briefly a little bit earlier, it's awesome to see the amount of calls and emails that I'm getting, and we've only been at this program for 2 years now, but we're getting ski hills calling me from all over Canada. I'm getting calls from, I got a call from a skate park in New Jersey from a municipality there just outside of New Jersey saying, hey, is this program for real? Like, they have to Google it first. And they're, what are you guys teaching your students and how do we hire them? And I've gotten phone calls from teachers, like high school teachers all over Canada and the US now, a few from the US, just with their class, wondering if this program is the real thing, and it is. So employers are reaching out to us, and we have our graduates going to work at some of the top action sports employers in Canada right now, which is just great. As I said before, Hoots Parks, some of the big ski hills out west, Kicking Horse and Sunshine, Whistler Blackcomb. Some people are returning to their local hills too, because they feel that the information, the education that they just got is really important to bring back to their local hill and really help out their local hill as well. So some of them have gone back to their smaller ski hills, but they have a really good opportunity now to enter at the managing level and really take off at the local hill and local resort and make it happen, which is really nice. There's no shortage, that's for sure. This is a video from Riles Wilkins. He graduated in the first year, and he was the guy who got hired by ProPor. And I remember Riley coming into the program in the first week, and I'm kind of asking the students, what do you guys want to do when you graduate? Like, what's the goal? And Riley was just like, I want to pour concrete. I want to work in concrete parks. And sure enough, it all worked out for him, which is great.
To design skate parks or even just work on skate parks. Like I love working with my hands, and I've gone to school for graphic design and all that, and my big problem was sitting in front of a computer all day and just not moving or doing anything. So like this whole program has been a real big eye-opener to what I can do and where I can go with my graphic design stuff that doesn't involve just sitting in front of a computer all day. When I play video games, like the skateboard video games, I'm always in the park editor, building my own parks and that kind of stuff. But you're always just going off of what they have in the loadout to use. And having SketchUp was a fun ability to just be creative and change things up and look at the world differently from how it's always been viewed. It was an awesome experience. Jordan, our teacher, he's a crazy man. Like, he knows so much about like this industry that just to sit there and pick his mind for a couple hours each day was just an amazing experience. And just to like be able to follow through and build something that we get to ride at the end of the program was a big up for it. The program has really opened my eyes to other sports. I've always been just like a skateboard kind of person, but now I'm realizing, like we have Jacob in our class who's a sponsored scooter rider, is really like opened my eyes to like it's not just scootering, but like having that mentality of just the sport, like loving the sport is all you really need to have to be a part of the group.
And just some additional information on the Action Sports Park Development Program. If you do know anyone that's looking to apply and they're asking, what do I need to apply? All they need is their grade 12 English, a passing grade, and if they are under the age of 19, they do require a high school diploma or equivalent. But if they are over the age of 19, they're able to apply as a mature student where we don't need to verify the high school diploma, but we would still need the grade 12 English, or if they don't have the grade 12 English, we have testing available or upgrading options. So students can always contact myself, and I can give them the options to go over and get the admission requirements to get accepted into the program.
Yeah, again, if you have any questions, fire away. I do want to add, just from that video you just watched from Riley there, he mentioned another student who was right into scootering. So this particular student too, he was a sponsored scooter rider, but also was very active in his community before and after the program, and upon graduating from the program was asked by the city of Newmarket to review and consult on all the skate parks in the area, which is pretty incredible because it just kind of demonstrates the level of knowledge and theory that you acquire after this program. And it kind of demonstrates the lack of that knowledge and theory that exists in our industry right now, especially at the municipal level. So there are many, many jobs available within the municipalities, and we're going to see more of those jobs appear as more of our graduates finish the program and get out there and start to network and get hired by their municipalities to work in these action sports facilities, because there is a need for that.
And I had mentioned earlier about articulation agreements and degree pathways. So we do have a couple pathways available from the Action Sports Park Development Program into a couple other Algonquin College programs currently. So graduates of our Action Sports Park Development Program may seek exemption for up to 6 courses in our 2-year Outdoor Adventure Diploma program, or they could also seek advanced standing into the Event Management Program out of our Ottawa campus. So if you're looking to build more on your event management experience and skills, students and grads can go into that program. But also if they want to further their skill base and knowledge base for the outdoor adventure industry, then they get great exemptions into that 2-year diploma program. And just before I go on with the rest of these slides here, I'll just play one more video. I wasn't able to convert it onto the slide, so we'll just watch it off of YouTube here. This is actually took place last fall with the students that are just finished up a couple weeks ago, and they'll be graduating in a couple weeks in June. So this is a video that they did to show their trail construction.
Sean, can I chat for just a second?
Go ahead.
So just to go into the details on that video a bit more. So that was a company called TerraSculpt, which does most of the high-end trail design in the Ottawa Valley and on the Quebec side as well. So Mont Saint Marie is a good-sized ski hill 2 hours from here. And as coordinator, my job is to get you in the door, get you through the program and out the door. And I do teach some of the courses, you know, also the trail building course. So I linked us up with David Marchand, who's the owner, because we know each other from trail building, and that's that networking thing, which is really huge in this program as well. You're going to meet lots of employers and lots of, you know, the company owners for a lot of these action sports, private and you know, bigger companies as well. So we went right out to Mont Saint Marie. David was extremely stoked to have, you know, a dozen guys there to help him build this new Black Diamond flow trail that we were doing. And he was running the machinery and we were working around him just to see the limits of the micro or mini excavator that he had. And really hands-on day. That's what it's all about, right? And in the end, like 2 weeks later, he emailed me and said, which out of your guys that you have can I hire for the summer? So I don't know if any of them took it upon themselves to apply. You know, it's not for everybody, trail building. It's very physical. But just another example, he was looking to have a crew lead, like a trail manager for the summer, so that he could go work on other projects and trust the people that he hired for the summer. So just another example of that important networking that we do. And I really try to get the students out to various locations, meeting various employers as we do our courses. That's really important to me, and I think it's working.
Yes, it's very important. No matter what area you're going to, just making those connections within the industry and just building off those connections will definitely get you a lot further in the game in the end. So as we go through the last few slides here, I did post some handouts that should be available as well, just around our student services as well as the Action Sports Park Development Program. But as we close out, if you do have any questions, you can fire them through the question portal there. If not, we will share our email addresses at the end, so you can either follow up with myself or Cam around any other specific questions that you might have. So on the student services side, we do have a great student services team all available on the first floor. And we will cover the financial aid. So we have 2 financial aid officers on campus, and they're there to help students with their journey through that financial side of paying for school. So if anyone's looking for information on how to apply for OSAP, on applying for scholarships, any bursaries or awards, or even if they need help to build a financial budget so that they're making sure that they're not running out of money halfway through the semester or halfway through the year, and make sure that they have a good budget to work with all throughout the entire school year. And there are a couple of these websites as well, scholarshipscanada.com and yconic.com. Students can go onto those websites at any point during the summer, even before they've applied to a college program, and start building profiles on those sites. So any of those bursaries that are out there and awards that are out there that cover all across Canada, you can fill out a profile, and it kind of highlights the different ones that you may be eligible for. Because on a year-to-year basis, in between those 2 websites, it's about probably $5 to $10 million of money that's left unclaimed because people aren't taking the initiative to fill out any of those application forms. If they have to write an essay, take 2 hours out of a rainy day evening, write that essay, and you could get $1,000. So it's little things like that that will go a long way in supporting yourself financially for your program, so you can focus more on your skills and your studies at hand. And just as a little short note, for our campus specifically in Pembroke, we give over $250,000 worth of bursaries to our students annually. So that is not including any of the Ottawa students, it's just the Pembroke students. And then those are more or less applied through the student information system that we give everyone access to right during the first orientation week. And then a little brief overview of our student support services. So we do have a student success specialist. So Shelley Sutherland is our student success specialist, and she is there to basically help everyone succeed in their program so they're not getting stuck at any point. If they get to a certain point, they're not quite sure who to speak to progress towards the point of their next goal, they can come see Shelley on that line as well. Or even for out-of-town students, if they're not quite sure, the best places to go in Pembroke to get their groceries done, to get any health services, any health questions answered. There's also different, all sorts of different points in the community, and Shelley can help direct those students to those folks as well. But then in addition to that, we also have our counseling services. So Nicole Lewis is our on-campus counselor, and we actually have a new member of our counseling team that we just introduced about a month or 2 ago, and her name is Luna. So Luna is our campus therapy dog. So Luna does have office hours once a week, so students can kind of drop in and hang out with our campus therapy dog. But then they can also make appointments with Nicole if they're feeling stressed out, being away from home for the first time. If there's something going on in their personal life that's impacting their studies, they can go see Nicole for that as well. But she also does career counseling sessions as well. So if anyone's in a program, they're not quite sure which avenue they want to take out of that program, they can do a little counseling session with Nicole on that side as well. We also have health services on campus full-time during the school year. So Lorianne Clawwitter, she is our health nurse. So if anyone has any questions on any health topics, if there's anything that's impacting their studies health-wise, they can go see Lorianne, and she can give those students the whether it's serviced right directly in the office or directing them to any of the services that are available in the broader community as well. And then we also have our Center for Accessible Learning. So we do have a disabilities counselor on site, and anyone that has an IEP from high school, if they have a learning disability, a physical disability, or if they fall under the ADHD or autism spectrum disorder, they can register with our Center for Accessible Learning and gain accommodations to their learning environment, whether it be extra time for tests, writing in a quiet room for tests and exams, any accommodations that they may need with their laptop if they have a hearing impairment or visual impairment. We have different programs that we can set up with those students so they're able to continue with their studies and not falling through the cracks at any point. But the Center for Accessible Learning also helps with students with non-permanent disabilities. So if anyone gets injured at any point and they can't perform their work up to the same level, they can register for temporary accommodations within the Center for Accessible Learning. And then also with employment support. So we have an employment support center where as students are looking to get help with their resumes, cover letters, interview questions. So as they enter their program, they're looking for just that interview confidence. So whenever they're going into those interviews, whenever they're done the program, they can be very, very successful with those. But we also have job postings through our Higher Ed AC Employment Support Center. So they do have job postings available within the Pembroke area as well as the broader Ontario area, and even some all across Canada with companies that have reached out to Algonquin College and are looking to hire our graduates specifically. So there's lots and lots of support available through our student support services to guide you throughout the entirety of your program. Now, coming from out of town, if anyone is coming from out of town, we do have residence options. There are 3 privately owned residence buildings, all within a walking distance of campus. The first picture here, this is the Amna residence, which is actually located right at the kind of the front entrance of the college coming in. So they do have single rooms, and as you can see, they have that's actually a Murphy bed. It folds up into the wall, and then there's a desk space underneath. So it's really compact like that. You have some closet space. There's a large screen TV, phone. Not pictured in this picture is the microwave and fridge that's included in the room. Now, they don't have bathrooms included within each unit. They do have bathrooms available within the hallways in the unit. So those the bathrooms just aren't included in the individual units. And then there's full kitchenettes available on each floor as well to make some bigger meals as well. And our 320 Lake Street residence, this is actually the newest one that we have. This is the apartment style residence. So there's 16 units in this building, and there's 3 bedrooms per apartment. So each student will get their own room. And as you can see, you get a good sized closet, a desk space, and a dresser in your actual bedroom. But then in the common area, there's a table, chairs, large screen TV. The kitchen is actually stocked with glasses, cutlery, plates. There's actually a dishwasher in this unit, which is really good because then you don't have to do your own dishes by hand. And in the bathroom, there's a double sink along with a stand-up shower, and there's a good storage area, which is right across from this door as well. So there's a good sized storage area. If you have any equipment like snowboards, skis, mountain bikes, you can store them inside so you don't have to worry about locking them up outside. And then our third residence is our Algonquin House residence. This is actually at the location of our old campus. We moved into this new building back in November 2012. But the Algonquin House, much like the Amna residence, they do have single rooms. The main difference between those 2 residences is the Algonquin House residence actually has a bathroom located in each unit, which is right in behind the wall of this bed right here. But then they also have a dresser space, desk space, telephone, TV, and fridge available in the room itself. And then there's a full kitchenette available up on the 3rd floor in the common area as well for bigger meals, everything like that. So between the 3 residences, the prices are fairly comparable. I believe last year it ranged from probably $700 to $800 a month for the school year. But again, you'd have to contact each individual residence for their pricing plan, and especially at this time of the year to see who has accommodations left and who may or may not be filled. And of course, our student experience, because it's not always all about the academics. Students still like to unwind and have some fun after classes. So we always have lots of great events happening on campus. I briefly mentioned earlier about our orientation week, so you'll start to receive more information about that going into the summer, late July, early August. So we do have a fall games day that we have available at the end of the first week of school. So we excuse all first-year students out of their classes for the afternoon. We have some games set up inside and outside of the campus, and then we have a big kind of barbecue lunch, and then our Students Association usually does a free supper as well, and then there's a little concert that goes on in the evening. We also do a move-in barbecue the week before or a couple days before the Labor Day long weekend, so any of those students moving into residence or into accommodations within the broader community, they don't have to worry about making dinner on that first night. We have a nice barbecue over at campus, so it's a nice time to meet some of your other classmates and other college mates as well. We also have a winter carnival. Again, we have games inside and outside of the campus, and we have a student staff hockey game across the street at the Pembroke Memorial Center as well. And then in addition to those activities, our Students Association will have lots of activities throughout the year. There's a country night in which there's a mechanical bull in the gymnasium, so students can try their hand at that. There's casino nights, poker nights, paint nights. There's different theme nights as well. Some of the programs will partner with the Students Association and do their own little events if they need to do any fundraisers for any activities they're doing within their program. But always there's lots of posters and TV monitors around the campus, so you can always keep your eye out to see what's coming up each week on campus. So just a quick recap, we do prepare for your future career, and we do have lots of program offerings, more specifically our Action Sports Park Development Program, which is one of our unique, one-of-a-kind programs. And then in our student services, we are there to help you succeed, so we always want to see everyone's smiling face coming into our office, so just make sure you come and say hi, and we're always there to help. And you always want to find your balance with your students' experience. So as long as you can have a little bit of fun outside of class, so 1 or 2 nights a week, then it just gets you a lot more refreshed coming into the next Monday, and you're ready to hit the ground running again. So if anyone does want some more information, you can find it at algonquincollege.com/Pembroke, or you can give us a call. The number here is 613-735-4700. My extension is 2708.
My extension is 2718.
And then if you're just looking for to book a campus tour, you can send a message to our recruitment team at yourfuture@algonquincollege.com, and then we can help set up any of those campus tours if you haven't gotten a chance to come see out the campus in the Pembroke area as well. And if you do come for a campus tour, you do get a free T-shirt. So that's always good little bonus for you as well. And then always be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, keeping connected with any of those activities, fun activities that we're planning for the upcoming school year, so you can get a little heads up on everyone. So I will just share my email address in the little question box, if I can write it in here.
As Sean's typing, we also have an Instagram account for Action Sports. It's at Action Sports Park Program, and it's pretty obvious picture, all the students beside a huge groomer. So check us out, follow us, and we're also on Facebook too for the program specifically, and you can get onto our group and see what's happening. We usually post everything they're up to and companies they're working with or doing work with for the outdoor courses. So if you have any questions, as Sean said, just don't hesitate, reach out. Happy to answer.
So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. So if you do, again, have any questions, just follow up with us at any time and we will get back to you. And if there aren't any questions, we hope to see everyone here in September. Have a great day.
See you, everybody. Thank you.